Welcome to class today. This is our first daily dose dealing with vocabulary. So it is Unit 1 and we are dealing with numbers today. So it's numbers 1A when you look on your OLS. That's how it will be listed. The materials you'll need today are, of course, your OLS, and then you will also need your Classic Roots workbook, which is this one right here, and we'll be working with pages 3 through 7. Today we are dealing with numbers and basically dealing with the numbers 1 and 2 is what we'll focus on for this unit. So to begin, you can go to your online school. You'll go down to numbers where it says 1A under the lesson list tab, and you'll click on numbers 1A. If you would like to do that right now, go ahead and push pause and you can check and see if you can locate numbers 1A. Okay, if you are ready to move on, we will look at the first question on your online school. And the first question says, what is the difference between a unicycle, a bicycle, and tricycle? Well, you might already know that, but if you are not sure, no worries. Today we'll be learning 11 Greek and Latin roots. That will help you determine word meaning just by looking at the first few letters in the words. So that would be the root of the word. So on page 2 of your OLS, it asks you to study the root and keywords on pages 3 through 6 of your Classics Roots book. So read the definitions and see how the words are used in context. You can also listen to the pronunciation of each word. So online, you'll listen to the pronunciation and then you'll take your book out and you'll look at the words. From pages 3 through 6, you'll look at the vocabulary. You'll have definitions in there. So go ahead and push pause and you can take your book out and do that right now. Okay, once you have read the pages, you will do exercise 1A from your vocabulary from Classic Roots book. And what you need to do is you can record your answers on a separate page. I believe in the book it says you can record it on a separate page or you can write directly in the workbook. And then you will enter your answers on the online lesson assessment. So first you'll do it from the book, then you'll go on to your online and you'll put your answers in there. Before you begin, I want to point out the instructions. Okay, if you look at questions 1 through 6 in this book, you are asked to circle the letter of the best synonym. So from 1 through 6, you're looking for a synonym. Then on questions 7 through 9, you are looking for an antonym for your answer. So you really have to pay attention to the directions in your book. Let's go ahead and look at one together. Number 1 in your book, and I'm going to find it right now. So I'm looking for 1A, and it looks like it's on page 6, says, circle the letter of the best synonym. And synonym is the word or phrase most nearly the same as the word in bold. So synonym is when you're dealing with a word that is nearly the same, synonym. And number 1 says, to submit an application in duplicate. So number 1, and if you would like to go ahead and push pause right now, open your book, and then you can come back to me. It says to submit an application in duplicate. Well, before we go ahead and find an answer there, we need to think back to what we just studied, duplicate. So I have this little write-up. It says duo. This is the same thing found in your workbook. Duo means 2. And some of the words that are derived from duo are double, duplex, and duplicate. Now, if you notice, the word, the root duo is D-U-O, and that means 2. Now, if you go down and look at the examples, Double doesn't start D-U-O, it's D-O-U. Well, in the English language, you're going to find this. We have changed words quite a bit, but it's similar. And if you see that, D-O-U, a word that starts like that, it means two. Okay, the next one I have here is duplex. Again, it doesn't start D-U-O like the original root word, but it is duplex, D-U. And then the last one is duplicate, and that is the word that is in number 1. Okay, so that's number 1. It talks about the word duplicate. And if you're looking at your workbook right now with me, it says to submit an application in duplicate. Well, we know now that duplicate means 2. So your answers are A. Is it A twice? Or is it B in 2 identical copies? Or C on time? D several times? Well, first of all, I know that do means 2. So I see A is twice. I'm thinking, well, maybe that. B is in 2 identical copies. We got to go back to number 1 and look at the entire sentence there to get all of our clues. To submit an application in duplicate, an application in duplicate. The best answer there would be B, in 2 identical copies. So, on your paper or in your book, you can either write B down or you can circle B in your workbook. And that was number 1, dealing with synonyms. Now we're going to skip down to number 7. So look in your workbook right here, number 7. And on number 7, it says to circle the letter of the best antonym. So now we're not dealing with synonyms, we're dealing with antonyms. And an antonym is the word or phrase that is nearly the opposite of the word in bold. So nearly the opposite this time. Number 7, it says, our unanimous opinion. So the opposite of unanimous. Again, we're going to look at unus means 1. So some words that derive from unus are unicorn, unicycle, universe, and unanimous, which is the word that we're dealing with today. So if it starts with una, or look at this, unanimous. So most of them start with un. It means 1. So that's our clue right there, that it means 1. So our unanimous opinion, we're looking for opposite of 1. Unanimous, if it's unanimous, would it be A, divided? Would it be divided if it means 1? B, anonymous. C, united. Or D, secret. Okay, we're looking for the opposite of unanimous means 1. So when I look at those words, I think, well, divided is more than 1. So the opposite would be the best answer, A, divided. So number 7 is A, divided. You can write that on your paper or circle it in your workbook. Now, once you have recorded all of your answers on a blank piece of paper, you're going to go to your OLS and you're going to go down to assessment and you'll put your answers in and you'll be finished with Unit 1, Numbers 1A. Make sure that you take attendance today and we will meet again for our next lesson, which also deals with Numbers 1 and 2. So thanks for coming today. Have a great day.